I'm going to show you how to get filthy stinking rich in Starfield by selling drugs. We're going to make 750 to 800,000 credits per hour by selling drugs. So in order to do this, we're going to need botany. We're going to be doing these plants behind us. I have a full guide on that. If you want a longer guide, that's in the description of this video below the first paragraph. So if you want to learn more about botany and horticulture. But in this video, I'm also going to be showing you how to do it, but I'm going to be, going a lot faster and kind of glossing over a lot of the details so we can get on to the pharmaceuticals and how to get rich by selling them. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get right into how to get rich on Starfield by selling drugs. The first thing we need is to stock up on supplies. We're going to go to Jemison Mercantile. This is the best place to do it. I'll explain in a sec. So Jemison Mercantile, this is in New Atlantis, Jemison, and that is in Alpha Centauri, the first place you go to. Go to the New Atlantis section. That's the spaceport. You'll come down right up there, go through the scanner, and then on your left, you go up these stairs, and that'll take you up here to Jemison Mercantile. Now, there's a shopping list of supplies that we're going to need this time for this video, and I'm going to walk you through all the different things we need here. So, oh my God, I always double tap that. Okay, so we need to go to resources, and we need to buy adaptive frames. We need to buy aluminum. We need to buy benzene. We need to buy beryllium. We need to buy chlorine. We also need copper. We need fluorine. We also need iron. And we need nickel. And then we're going to need reactive gauges, if she even has any, which I don't think she does. And then we're going to need sealant. And then we're also going to need tungsten. And then we're going to need titanium, as much as we can get in bulk, which we may have to deal with in a little bit. And then we also need 1 0 wire. And then after that, we're pretty much good to go. Now, if she doesn't have those things, I don't think she can have reactive gauges, but that's okay. We can craft reactive gauges. But if she doesn't have enough, and even if she does, you're going to want to go over here and sit down, and you're going to want to wait 24 hours and buy more of this stuff. Just go ahead and stock up now. And it's a good day. Just do this, buy a few cycles, and then just get 50 of each, 100 of each of different things. Just make sure you have more than enough of everything you need. So after a few cycles, the reason we go to Jemison Mercantile now is because it's close enough to your ship. If you're within 250 meters of your ship, you can just open up your inventory and click down here, and then you can go to your ship and press the cargo hold at the bottom right, and then go to your inventory, go to your resources, and you can just immediately put them away into your ship. Now, my ship's at max capacity, but normally you would just click these and you would throw it all into your ship's cargo bay and then be able to buy more and then just throw it in the ship's cargo bay and then buy more and do that until your ship's full or until you're done buying supplies. Next up, we have to upgrade our ship. You can go to this guy, Ship Services, New Atlantis. He's right here at the port. There's these guys at every single major port. Go to View and Modify Ships. You need to get a ship, either steal one or buy one, and then you're going to go to whatever ship it is and you're going to modify it. There's the shipbuilder. And you're going to want to throw on more stuff. So we can delete those, and then we could add, and then we can go over to the cargo, and then we can add on cargo, and then we can hold left control or whatever the Xbox says at the bottom for the controls, and then duplicate, and then duplicate again, and flip, and then duplicate, and we can do something like that. And realistically for this one, you're going to want to put on, this gets us up to 2,600 cargo. If you can, you're going to want to modify a ship to have 5,000 or ideally over 10,000 cargo. And if you want, you can try to build something like what I built, this crazy freighter that I made. I'll make a video for this at some point. It's not out just yet, but you can make something like this or make your own version of this. This cost me over 100,000 credits though. But then once you have something like this, you can carry 12 to 13,000 weight. Now that we've got our supplies, we've got our cargo hold, we're going to go to the star system called Narion. And we're going to go here, and there's a special planet here that was brought to my attention in the comments of one of my last videos. There's Androphon, and this place has iron and aluminum. But there's an exploit you have to do. Not really an exploit, but it's just a really important trick you need to do. So if you go here and you scan it and you show the resources, there's iron and there's also aluminum. But aluminum is only found in craters, and the iron is only found in mountains. So what you can do is you can get rid of this resource map, and you can look at and see this is obviously mountains on the map, and this is craters. What you can do is try to find the border between the craters and the mountains. So you'll click and then click again, and click and move a little and move a little. And it's craters still. It's craters, craters, mountains. Move left, mountains. Move right. I left craters. Move right, craters. Move right 1 pixel. There's mountains. Okay, I am like on the 1 pixel border of mountains and craters. Now I'm going to travel there. And if you do it something like that, then there's a chance it will spawn you on a special biome that is on the border of the crater and the mountain. So you see right here, we actually have a mountain biome and we have the crater biome side by side. So now what you're going to do is you're going to follow the border between these biomes. You're going to open up your scanner and you press R for outpost, bottom left, whatever's on Xbox. And when you pull this out, you see the top left, it shows you the nearby available resources that are within range of your outpost right here. So if I have it right here, there's aluminum and iron in range. Now you're going to want to do this and try to find the best spot, but you can place it to find out. You can go to toggle view at the bottom, it's V on keyboard, and then you can zoom out by looking down, like swiping your mouse down or down on the right thumbstick. And then you can swap to different extractors to see where the resources are within range. And if you don't like it, you can just take the outpost away. So we're going to look, and there's iron. There's lots of iron here, but there's only a little bit of aluminum. So if you don't like this spawn, what you'll do is you'll go and you'll hold, it says R to remove outpost, hold that button and remove it. And then you'll keep on running around and searching for a really good spot and find the right spot. Now, I'm just going to stick to this spot because I just need to demonstrate what to do. I don't actually need to do it myself. So now that we have that, what we're going to do, we should have all the materials. I told you what to buy: tungsten, aluminum, all this stuff. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to toggle view, and we're going to go over here, and we're going to place down aluminum extractors and iron extractors. Now, you don't have to have them completely in the circle. You just need to cram in as many as you can because they make the same amount of resources no matter what. So do it whichever way you want to be as efficient as possible. I'm just going to do that for now. And then I got to go over here and do the iron extractors. And you do this as many as you want, whatever you want. It's up to you. But I'm going to just do it like this. And then like that, call it a day. All right, now we have our extractors. Now we need to power them. So depending on the planet, it's solar or wind. This planet needs solar. Now it doesn't matter where they are, so I'm going to jam them on the outside of the map like this. And I just need to make enough for us to be able to power all these. At the bottom right, you can see your power needs is 50. I have enough now, but I'm going to make some extra just so I don't have to deal with it if I need more power. Now, what we need is containers. So if you've researched higher level manufacturing and stuff, you'll have higher level containers. You can swap through variants or Q and T, says at the bottom, of hotkeys for it. But in your case, you may just have the small storage. So I was going to place this just to be, in tandem with a lot of people watching. So this will use adaptive frame, aluminum, and iron. Now, if you don't have adaptive frames, what you're going to do is you're going to put down under crafting an industrial workbench, and then you're going to go over to this industrial workbench, and you can make adaptive frames with iron and aluminum. So then you can make those if you need more. Same thing for anything else you need, any basic thing like that that's available in there. So now we're going to go back to the building, and we're going to put down the storages. So you go to view, and I'm going to try to keep them separate. So I'm going to put them right here, and then press E to build. And then I'm just going to slap down a bunch of these real fast. So this will be the iron, and then I'll put another one right next to it. And then you got to make sure to rotate it the correct way or it won't place correctly. And then this will be the aluminum. And also elevation can be annoying, so I don't want to deal with the elevation right now, so I'm just going to spam some weird ones. Then what you're going to do is go to modify mode. Is tab by default on keyboard. Bottom right says what button it is. And then you're going to go and you're going to find your extractors, which I don't even know where I put them anymore. They're up here. Here we go. So this is one. This was the aluminum. So I'm going to take the aluminum. I'm going to attach all of them into this top box right here. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever box you want. I'm only going to attach 2, but you would attach all of them like this. And then make sure all your boxes are attached to one another by right-clicking and then pressing E. The buttons, it tells you what buttons at the bottom that you need. It's create output link. So right-click E. And then all these are done, and now my aluminum will go in there and it'll fill up. We're going to do the same thing for iron. And you're going to want to organize this better than I'm doing. I'm just demonstrating for you, but you can organize this any way you want. And then we're going to connect all these boxes. And in theory, I would connect all my iron, not just 2, but I'm just doing it to be quick. All right, so now we have aluminum and iron being stored. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to need is we're going to go back to the build mode, and we're going to need to press tab to go back to the actual building. We're going to need, under builders, a simple fabricator. So we're going to place that. Then we're going to go to view mode, and we're going to go to the containers, and this is where we need some titanium. We're going to make, and we're going to need a lot more titanium later, but this is enough for now. We're going to need to make just a few warehouses. We don't need a ton. We can just make, like, we'll say 3 of these, maybe 4 or 5 of these. You can make as many as you want. We'll make 5. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to this machine, and we're going to tell it to make adaptive frames. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the building mode, go to modify mode, and the last container in the line, the one that fills up first, which in this one was this for the aluminum in my case. I'm going to go to view mode, and it was this one for the iron. I did them backwards, which was really bad ergonomically, but whatever. It's just demonstration. Okay, so make sure the last ones are connected, so that way it goes to those first. and then connect this one to whichever one you want. I'm going to connect to the last one here, and then connect all these boxes. And now I will be making not just iron and aluminum. I'll also, once these are full, or, well, I'll be making the adaptive frames. And once the adaptive frames are full, then we'll get backlogged on the aluminum and iron. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into build menu, and we're going to throw down a chair or a bench. I'm going to throw down a bench. I'm going to sit down on the bench. I'm going to wait 24 hours for some of this to fill up so I can get the supplies I need. Also, this is a really good planet for this. So 1 local hour is 5 universal time hours, and all resource generation is based off of universal time, not local time. So this will actually generate an insane amount of resources when we wait on this planet. So now it's been 24 hours. Everything's full. We have all the aluminum, iron, and adaptive frames we need. Now we need to be able to get them out of here. So what we're going to do is open up the build menu. We're going to go to Outpost. And then we're going to go to build mode, and we're going to go to this last tab, and there's landing pad with ship builder. So we're going to go to view mode so we can see. It's really big. And we're going to put it here. Use adaptive frame, uses that 1-0 wire we talked about, and then the beryllium and the iron. So we're going to put that down. And if your ship's not here, it's very buggy, and sometimes it won't be here. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go to this, and you're going to view and modify ships. Go to a different ship, make a different ship your home ship, go back to your main ship, make that your home ship, and then it'll be here. Now, just because I did it the first time, it's bugged and it's invisible, but it's actually there right now. After the first time, it should work if you do that. Or if you're lucky, it'll just be there when you land. It just depends. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So now what we're going to do this fast is we're going to go and we're going to go pick up everything. So I can go and grab all this stuff, and then be careful not to die from walking while overweight, which won't be too bad at this little of stuff. So we can grab all this aluminum. And then we can go over to the iron. We can grab all the iron. And then once you've grabbed it all, or as much as you want to grab, you can open up the inventory now that the ship's close enough. We can go to the Rambler, as it's called in my case, go to the cargo hold, go to our inventory, go to resources, and then we can put it all in the ship like that. That's like one of the fastest ways to put it in the ship, especially if you have a lot of it. All right, now the ship's loaded up with the materials we need in order to make and sell drugs. So now you need some special skills. We need skill investment. So go into here. You're going to want to get 5 points spent into this top row, ideally surveying if you're going to be doing this a lot. All this is just so you can get botany. You're going to want to get botany in order to make drugs. That's the minimum requirement to make drugs. And then you're also going to need scanning. Ideally, you're going to need scanning level 2. Now, this is not absolutely required. You don't need this skill. Instead, you can buy titanium, but you're going to need rank 2 of this in order to detect titanium. So if you have that, then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to go to the map, and there will be a certain planet that you can go to. So if you go to the top right of Alpha Centauri, there's a place called Groombridge, and this isn't the only place you can do it, but there's a moon over here called Groombridge 7b, and this one has titanium. Now, if you have that scanning skill, then you can scan, and it will show you where the titanium is, which isn't hard to find. This planet, you probably don't need the skill. You can just guess and get lucky eventually, because like half the planet is titanium. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to make an outpost there just for farming titanium, which is something I've already done, so I can have titanium whenever I want. So welcome to my little titanium farm. It's not even that big because you don't need that much titanium. I literally have just one extractor connected to some boxes and called it a day, and I just come here every once in a while to grab titanium. So you're going to do this, you're going to grab titanium, and then you're good to go, because now you can make warehouses. Now you're going to head back to Alpha Centauri. This is where we're going to make drugs. We're going to make it right under the nose of the UC or whatever. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Alpha Centauri, and you're going to go up to the North Pole or the South Pole. You just need to make sure that it's one of these snow areas. So now you're going to run around, and you're going to scan tufted snow willows, and you're going to scan cold cave nettles. After you've scanned like 8 or 9 of them, you'll see at the right it says 100% scanned. Once you have that, then you'll be able to make a greenhouse, and these are the 2 plants that you'll need in order to make drugs. And now it's time to make a drug lab. So I've already made one, and I'm going to expand it more in just a sec, but we are good to go. The last thing we need now is something that's all over this northern pole. So if I go back to the build menu, go to outpost or whatever, and if I go to view mode and then change it to build mode, and I put down an argon extractor, you see my base, I found this spot that had a ton of argon gas. So the argon gas plus scanning those plants is all we're going to need. This planet has abundant water, so we can put water extractors literally everywhere that we want. So we're going to spam water extractors, we're going to spam argon extractors, and then we're going to put them into storages like we did before, store all the resources, store the water, store the argon, and then we're going to put them into greenhouses. So now that we scanned those plants, we can go to the build menu, and on the builders tab, there will be a greenhouse now. And if you want to research better ones, you can eventually get this one. And then you can get an even better one in the research tab, but that's a whole different thing. Just go look at the research lab. If you want to research, it's going to be under the crafting. There's a research lab, or you can have one in your ship with a ship part. And then go in there and just find the higher level botany, and you just research that. If you want to get the higher level greenhouses, it's up to you. Same for the storage. But for this demonstration, we'll just go ahead and put one of these down, let's say. So we'll put down that. We'll put down another. And we'll put down another real fast. You'll want to put down probably a lot of these. So let's say we throw down a bunch of these. You probably want like 5, 10 or something like that. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put down those water extractors. You can make level 2 and level 3 if you have higher level research. Since this is a base I'm actually going to use, I'm going to put the higher level ones. But in your case, you don't need the higher level ones. You can just put whichever ones. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to put these all over the map, which I already have put some. I'm going to just put a few more to show you demonstrate the process here. So take those. And then you're going to make storage liquid storage this time. So if you go to the build menu and go to the storages, there's liquid storage, which uses nickel, aluminum, and adaptive frame. I already have a bunch of liquid storage over here, although I probably should expand this a little bit. So I'm going to add a few more of these to make sure my water gets backed up if I have more than enough. And then you can go to these, and just like before, you can connect them with the create output link button, put them on the first container in the line, and then you'll have a bunch of water go into storage. And this storage here, I need to make sure they're all connected. And then this last one right here is where the water will go first now, because it's the last one in the line. And we're going to use this, and we're going to connect it to all of the greenhouses. So we can go to that one, and then go grab another one, and put on these other ones I already had. And now our greenhouses have water. So now what we need is we need the other storage. We need solid storage, which I already have right here. I could add on a few more just to demonstrate real fast. Add on 2 more, let's say. Connect those. Okay, and now we need to take all the greenhouses and connect them to the first one of the storages, so it'll fill up all these storages. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our greenhouses, and we're going to make sure that half of them have one plant and half have the other. So half of them, we're going to make them make metabolic agents, which this one's already making. And then, so those two will make metabolic agents, and then you'll have the other half make toxins. Also, you want to do this before you add the connections, because it'll break the connections. Even though it's just water, it'll still just break the connections as if it's not the right material. So go here, break the connections, and then you're going to have to go back again now and go back to the build. Whoops, wrong button. You're going to have to go back to the build mode, view mode, and then grab that water again, and then reconnect the water after changing what plant type it is, because it's just dumb like that. All right, so then after that, you're good to go, and these storage crates should fill up with the supplies that you need to make drugs. Now, what you're ideally going to want to do is you're going to want to make way more storage than this. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to skip ahead on it, but what I'm going to do here, while I'm skipping ahead, is I'm going to take storage, and I'm going to start stacking this storage on top of itself like this, and then just make multiple rows of this, and then I'm going to slowly connect them all so they're all like, connected like how we did the previous ones. And that way I can store way more materials for making drugs. Also, I almost forgot about the argon extractors, so I'm going to plop down a few more argon extractors. Don't forget to make up power for this. So I have a ton of the wind turbines up here, which this plant's really good for wind turbines, but solar arrays are also good. Well, either way, we have more argon. Now what we need is we need more gas storage. So this uses tungsten, copper, and adaptive frame. So I'm just going to throw down some more gas storage. We're actually going to need a lot of gas storage. If you get one messed up like this, you're going to have to switch back to their mode and delete it. But we're going to need a lot of gas storage as well, doing the same thing as before where we stacked up all these crates. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Also, this base is also going to need a landing pad with shipbuilder, so you may need to get another zero wire. Be careful not to overlap with your argon. So you're going to want to take a look and try to, cover as little argon as possible. So in my case, I'm either going to put it here or I can look over here. There's really no open space that doesn't cover some argon. So the best thing I can do to minimize the argon coverage is just put it right here where it only covers a little bit of the argon. And then once I have this, we're going to do the same thing of be able to move our ship there when we need it in order to transfer our drugs up onto it. And then after that, we have one more exploit, or 2 more exploits we need to use. So first exploit we need to use, sort of an exploit, is we need to fill all these containers. Now, if you wait, yeah, sure, it'll be faster, right? If you sit here and you open up the build, oh my god, I keep hitting the wrong button. If you open up the build menu, and you go down here and you put down a chair or a bench, you could sit down on this chair or the bench and pass time. And that's cool and all, but that takes forever because these things do not get produced very fast unless you make a ton of greenhouses. So instead, we're going to use the exploit from my previous XP farm video. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Earth's solar system called Sol. And if you know anything about astronomy, Venus rotates very slowly in real life. So you're going to make an outpost or something here. I made an outpost finally. You can't make an outpost. You can go to your ship and then sit inside of your ship. Unless you have planetary colonization or whatever, level 3, you can't build here. So you won't be able to make an outpost, but you can wait in your ship. If you do want an outpost here, you're going to have to go all the way down to the bottom of the science tree and get level 3 planetary habitation. But that's not required. You can just go here to a random landing spot and then go inside of your ship and sit down in the crew seat and wait. Or if you get planetary habitation level 3, it'll be even faster because then you can put down a bench right next to where you come in and then go here and you can sit down and wait. And 1 hour here is 100 hours of universal time. So you'll go here and you'll wait for 5 hours or 8 hours or something like that. And then all of your toxins and metabolic agents, that storage will be completely full, depending on how many storage boxes you had. So I only waited 4 hours, which was 400 hours of universal time, and it actually did not fill all the storages. So do keep in mind, the basic greenhouses do not produce materials quickly. So if you want to fill a lot of storages, instead of like 6 greenhouses, you're probably going to want to make like 20 or 30, especially with a lot more storage. Or you're just going to wait longer on Venus. I could have just waited for 5 or 6 hours and it would have filled all these. It's really up to you which way you want to balance all those factors. But once you've done all that, then you're ready to make drugs. And then we're going to talk about how to do this fastest. Here's where we get the XP. And also we're going to get tons of money right after this. So now we're going to do the part of this where we get over 1 million XP per hour. Although if you're on Xbox, it's going to be a lot slower because the way this UI works. So we're going to go here to this pharmaceutical lab. And if it gives you the bug where it says it cannot use because it's obstructed, that's a known bug right now. Just save your game and then load your game, and that will fix any bugs with that. So after saving and loading to fix the bug, we can go to the pharmaceutical lab and we can make AMP. You should be able to make this without any special research or anything. Uses argon, metabolic agent, and toxins as a mass of 0.1 but a value of 100, which means it sells to shops for over 10 credits each. So now we're gonna do the same thing as in the XP farming video. So you're gonna get your mouse right here, and then you're going to press E to confirm, and then click or press E to bring it up again, and then left click here, and then confirm. And you're just going to do this over and over and over again in order to get XP. Now, on Xbox, you have to actually use a right bumper and press right on the thumbstick, I think, in order to get it to slowly come up, which makes it way slower, unfortunately. That's what I've been told, at least. But it's still really fast. It just sucks that Xbox gets gimped like that. But if you're on mouse and keyboard, you can go up here. And there's also the trick from the other video that I showed for mouse and keyboard, which is you can go to your settings and then bindings and go all the way down to menu navigation. Right here, click that, and then make it right click, and then back out, and then exit anyway, even though there's conflicts. Then you can go back in here, and you can get your mouse right here, and you can get it right here and try to get your mouse off the keyboard, or off the mouse pad, with it being right around here somewhere. Like that. Then you, like Mike, I'm holding the mouse upside down facing me, where I have both my pointer finger and my middle finger from each hand on the mouse. And now I'm just with 4 fingers clicking the both left and right click as fast as I can. And you can do this, and if you do it like this, you'll get more than 20,000 XP per minute. You'll get more than 1 million XP per minute, but also it's the fastest way to process through these things in order to get your money. So just know that every single time we do this, we're effectively making 1,000 credits. But also, I need to show you how to unload these things. So you're going to do this until you've processed all your materials. I'm going to fast forward to after I've processed all these. We'll see how many I got, and then I'm going to show you the new exploit I found for unloading these for credits as fast as physically possible. All right, so I'm all done. I didn't even make that many because I don't have a lot of storage. If you're going to take this very seriously, then you're going to want to make like 3 to 4 times this much storage in order to make more. But that got me up another level, level 104 now. And now I can see how many I got. So under aid, I have 15,000 of them, which doesn't even weigh that much. That weighs, what is that, 1,400 or something like that? And this should be worth 150,000. So if you have the storage like I should have had, which would be, 3, 4, or 5 times as many storage containers, then in that one sitting, I would have been able to, instead of getting 15,000, I would be able to get, like 700,000 credits worth of them in about like 2 minutes or so. Probably 2 minutes. You can get 3 minutes, let's say, 3 minutes doing it with the mouse and keyboard exploit. You can get, 700,000 credits worth. Then you're all ready to go. So now, since we have that landing pad nearby, we can go to our ship, and we can go to the cargo hold and go to our inventory, and then we can go to aid, and we can put this stuff into the ship. And it's barely any weight, so we can put in a ship like this can hold 1.3 million credits worth of aid or worth of amps if we wanted to. So now we're all stocked up and ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and reset my key bindings now because I don't like having right click as the other thing. There we go, fix that. Now we need to unload. So here is where this exploit comes into play. So the last final version of this, there's two ways to do this. The slow way and the fast way. The slow way means you don't require any skills, but it'll be slower. So the slower way is go to Volley, and then you're going to go to Volley Alpha, and you're going to go to Neon Core. And there's a trade authority here that you can trade with. So you'll spawn right here, turn around, there's trade authority. You'll go in here, you'll sell to this guy, and then he has 11,000 credits. Instead of waiting on this planet, it's faster if you go to Volley Gamma over here, and you make an outpost. And then instead of waiting on Neon Core, because of how close his shop is to the fast travel, you can instead go to this outpost where time is sped up here, or slower or whatever, and just make an outpost with a bench, sit down on the bench, and in Volley Gamma, 2 hours is almost enough time. You want to do 3 hours, that's 57 universal time. You'll only have to wait 3 hours here, and then you teleport back to that guy, and that will let you refresh faster, which will lead to you getting like 700,000 credits per hour. So that's the slow way, which is still insanely fast. So 700,000 credits per hour like that. The faster way requires some late game skills. You'll need planetary habitation level 3. And in order to do that, just every planet you go to, in order to build a habitable planet, you just make an outpost, and then you'll make a 4-wall hab, and then you'll make an outpost airlock, wherever it'll let you, if it'll even let you, because it's really buggy with the height. Do that, and then delete the outpost, and bam, you just got another point towards it, which I can show you right now. Now I have 1 of 10. So that's how you level that up. Once you've leveled that up like that and have rank 3, and also you need precursor skills to get there if you aren't aware, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to Soul, and there's a grind you can do that once you get it done, it's great. So you'll just pick a random spot, and then you'll fast travel there, and then you'll just generate a random map over and over and over again, different landing areas to generate different maps. And every time you land, you're going to run away from your ship, and you're going to scan all the nearby things. You're going to be looking for a colony. It looks like a half dome type of thing. There are none here. It's kind of a rare thing, but you just keep doing it. If there's not one, then you exit the scanner, and you pick a different area, and you travel there, and just keep doing that until you see the colony icon. Once you see the colony icon, you're going to run over and double check, make sure it's a civilian outpost, because there's more than one thing that can have this icon. But once you find a civilian outpost, you're going to build an outpost right next to it as close as it'll let you. 170 meters is about as close as you can build to it. Then you can fast travel to the civilian outpost whenever you want to get 1 million credits per hour by selling drugs. All right, so I said there are 2 more exploits. This is supposed to be the second one, but I remember there's a third exploit we can use to make this even faster to get 1 million per hour or more. So there's a vendor inside of here. And since we're on Venus, we can sit down and we can wait for 1 hour, and he will refresh, because 1 hour is 100 hours of universal time. So 1 hour later, and now he has all his credits back. And this guy has 5,000 credits. So we can sell our stuff 3 to 4 times a minute, depending on how good you are at selling it, in order to get 15,000 credits to 20,000 credits per minute. So you go here and you go to sell your stuff, sell from ship inventory, sell the aid, sell the amps, and then you're going to sell enough to take up most of his money if you even can. It's so hard to sell just a little bit, right? You're going to do that, and then you're going to wait 1 hour and repeat. But there's another exploit you can combo with this to go even faster, because normally you'd have to do this dumb sitting animation, and you can talk to him while sitting, but he moves around, so sometimes you can get him right here, like you can talk to him, and then after waiting an hour, you might be over there, you can't reach him. So there's an exploit you can use, okay, where you press wait, or you press, you press wait, and then right afterwards, you get up. So press wait, then wait like 100 milliseconds, maybe 200 milliseconds, and then try to move forward. And if you do it right, which I didn't do it right, you can keep trying. Press it, move forward. Press it, move forward. There we go. If you did it right, you notice the camera moved. So now it made me open up this menu right as my character started to get up. Now I can get out of this menu, and I can wait while standing. Now, be aware, this glitch will reset if you sit down again or if you fast travel. But for this case, this is perfect. Because now what I can do is I can wait by just standing next to him, wait 1 hour. The menu will stay up. Then I can talk to him. I can go to sell to him. Go to my ship inventory. Go to aid. Go to the amps. Sell as much as I reasonably can to him. back out of the menu,
I'd say we'll
and then wait 1 hour, and then do it again, and again, and again, and again. And you sometimes have to wait for his dialogue, but you can do it like that, and that'll guarantee that you can sell at least 4 cycles to him per hour, and that's going to get you the maximum amount of credits possible in this game. No matter what item you're bringing, this method, I don't know of any other way to sell faster to any vendor in the entire game. This is as fast as it's going to get. So if you do it like this, you'll probably get 1.2 million credits per hour, depending how fast you're at menuing. But I'll say, you know, realistically, you get 800,000 to a million credits per hour just because of the time it takes to travel around and grab all your amps and load up your ship and then sell 1 million and then, you know, go spend 5-10 minutes or whatever, you know, processing more of it and stuff like that. So it'll probably average out to a little under 1 million per hour. That's why at the beginning I said 800,000. But yeah, so that's it, guys. That's the end. It took like 25-30 minutes to get you to this point, but hey, there you go. Now you have a fun way to make unlimited money, get crazy XP, make 1 million credits per hour by selling drugs. Now, I'm not done here. I've got more things coming. I've definitely got more plans on how to push things even further, but credit-wise, there's only one other thing I have in mind that might be faster than this that I'm going to test out and make a video about. But I'll have a lot more things in mind for XP and different things. I got lots of other cool things coming, and also just guides for general things like raising animals and other helpful guides. But hopefully this video helped you out, guys. If it did, you know, feel free to check out my other videos. I have outpost guides, shipbuilding guides, all sorts of cool stuff. But that wraps it up for this one, guys. Hopefully it helped you out. Now you know how to get 1 million XP and 1 million credits per hour by selling drugs in Starfield.